Hi guys, it's me, the happy wheelchair guy. We're going to talk a little bit today about why I'm here and who I am. It's an interesting story. Basically, I have multiple sclerosis. I've had it for about 23 years as a diagnosis, probably 30 according to some doctors. I don't know. Big diagnosis, 23 years, exactly half my life. The reason I'm doing this shit is to encourage us, including me, to, I guess, get off my ass and get out. That sounds weird. We are capable of doing more than we believe we are most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. When I had legs, I literally thought I was going to walk again. No matter what the MRI said, no matter how bad my joints had gotten, no matter what my feet looked like or how horrible they were. No, I was going to walk again, damn it. And finally, I was informed no, there is nothing we can do. Okay. So I thought I was being sarcastic in a way. I said, why don't we just cut him the fuck off? And the doctor looked at me and goes, that's probably one of the better options. So about a month and a half later, I was laying in a hospital bed. Took them hours to get anything done. They moved me up to the room. They helped me go to sleepy sleep, of course, and they sawed my legs off. I woke up in the morning, probably 12:30. It was early, and my right leg jumped up and just stared at me, like the right peg went all the way up. So it was a 90-degree off my butt. And when I saw it, I lost it, of course. Once the devastation wore off and I understood what happened, and I was kind of still coming off of meds, I came to terms with it pretty quick. That's where the story gets different. 42 hours after the, bone saw shit, I was being wheeled out of the hospital and I'd asked for a seatbelt. I knew that my legs were jumpy and my body was fucked. It didn't work. I slid out of that wheelchair and landed on my two pegs, basically wiping out both of them, ruining the skin on the ends, screwing up the bones. It was a nightmare. Of course, they picked me back up in my wheelchair, got me back up to the room. Took a couple hours, said we're not going to try to do surgery now. And then I went on for about 2 months. And anyways, this story goes on and on. We're going to get to it later. The diagnosis of the MS didn't make me mad. It scared the living shit out of me. The same week I was diagnosed, the papers were signed in my divorce. So I became a single dad, which was not supposed to happen, I don't think. Maybe it was. Noah came with me most of the time. A big part of the time he stayed with my mom too. I was diagnosed on a Friday. Drank strawberry daiquiris until we couldn't walk. And Monday morning, I was on a 182 Cessna, listening to the engine hum, looking at the ground go as we flew into Northern California. I was a skidder operator for my dad's logging company. By then, it wasn't much to the logging end of things. It was more towards the cleanup and chipping. For me, it was just dragging logs. That went on for quite a few years. And then I was devastated when my father told me it was far too dangerous for me to be working in the woods. So I went back to Bend, Oregon, and I got a job running heavy equipment for a mining company in a cake pit. I guess no job I had really helped, but it was an amazing life so far. And now life started over. The reset button got hit. Compared to what I used to do, I can't do shit. You know, my loving wife said she would divorce me if I cut any more trees down on our property. As you can see, the trees out here are plentiful to the point where they're starving to death. And the appropriate thing to do is to thin them the way I did the first couple of years we were here. Now, I'm having my brother-in-law and my son help. There's no way in hell I can pay somebody to do it. It's a trial. It truly is. So the MS patient that's watching this, and there's probably more than one, it's a bitch to fight MS. It truly is. But you can do it, and you can be successful. You will win. Not cure it. No, get your mind wrapped around it. Figure out what's left and what you can actually do safely. I didn't really think about that safely thing. Kind of explains why I don't have legs. So we cannot just assume that it's safe. I'm hoping all of you realize that. I truly am. But maybe this will help you. Maybe this will push you along. So maybe you won't hurt yourself. Maybe you can still have a blast. A lot of what we do is going to be sightseeing in Oregon. That's what so much of this channel is going to be. The biggest problem we got is making sure I can get my ass out there to where we're going to be sightseeing. Making sure my wife has time or my brother-in-law has time. A lot of it, I can't drive. Me driving would be critically insane at this time. Now, will I drive again? Maybe. Do I want to drive again? Not really. No. I get tired of it. I drove for all of my life, long ways to work, long ways home. And it seemed like that's something I didn't like doing as much as I thought. So now, my brother-in-law, who's an amazing guy, he's not married to my sister, but he better be soon, or my son or my wife, are all able to take me to the places I need to see. And the things I really need to do are the things I desperately want to do. Those are the facts of life. You know, they hit kind of hard sometimes. They don't work every time, not in our favor, but sometimes, most of the time, we can bend ourselves around it and make it work. Just imagine if happiness was your goal. It's mine. My everyday goal is to be happy and find something that makes me happy, regardless of what it is. Maybe it's these giant pine trees. Maybe it's the rivers. Maybe it's the lakes. Maybe it's those mountain peaks. Or maybe it's all of them. Now, wherever you live, there is specialty to it. The Great Plains, flatter now, but it's where y'all live, and it's still a pretty cool thing if you live over there. If you live in Texas, a lot of us do, not a bad thing. I still have to control my puppies, so if I turn and whistle, it's because I need them to get over here, obviously. Today is going to be another warm day, so MS Boy is going to get a head wrap that's really cold, and I'll show you guys that in a video I do later on today. It helps a ton, especially if you can find shade. And stay hydrated, which That means, according to my loving wife, my piss shouldn't look like coffee. Now, I can't deny it anymore because I have a catheter that drains into a bag that she's able to look at and start complaining immediately. I'm just kidding. My health is her top concern, believe me. Um, Together, we've conquered a lot. We've been through hell a couple of times. But we're capable of doing it again and again and again because that is who we are. That's who Americans are. We're capable of fighting back. We got the right to say whatever we need to say. Let's not forget that. Oh, and by the way, before I stop, fuck the United States for not helping their citizens with health care. Fuck them. That's all I can say. Our government is shit until everybody in this nation has health care. My thoughts. I'll be back.